Howdy everybody, I'm Sam Pfeifle. I'm the editor of SPARPointGroup.com. I'm here on the International WorkBoat Show floor where I've been trying to investigate how laser scanning is being used in the shipbuilding industry. I'm here with Darrell Johnson. Now Daryl, what do you do in 3D?
Okay, I'm with Summit Engineering and Design out of Ferndale, Washington, and I'm actually here representing Marine Engineering Corporation out of Panama. And what we're doing with laser scanning is to scan as many ships as possible, develop a database, and then when those ships need work done, construction, retrofit, new construction, add-on, whatever, repair, the work can be done while the ship is still out in actively making money, and all the work is pre-done. When it comes into the dry dock, it reduces dry dock time. It helps everybody, and obviously it helps the constructor make more money.
Sure.
It helps the owner, operator make more efficient use of their capital investment.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things I'm finding in just commercial marine industry in general. It's all about efficiency.
Yep.
You know, they're getting $75,000 a day for these offshore service vessels. They can't just have the thing in dock for 2 months at a time. If you can do the prefab, that's hugely beneficial. How are you finding that message is being received? It seems like it would kind of be a no-brainer, but I'm not, there's not a whole lot of laser scanning here at the show.
Yeah, it's a difficult industry to change their mindset, but what we're finding is with the improvement of the 3D modeling software itself, that the ships are now getting closer to being built as designed. Mm-hmm. Historically, the ships were built just kind of as designed, which made laser scanning really appropriate, but still, because they were used to building it just kind of, they also retrofitted and repaired just kind of. So you got stovepipe piping all over the place. So we had a very successful project on a drill ship that was off the coast of Angola. The work was done in Singapore. The person who was managing this work, Carl, he actually was familiar with what we did with laser scanning and familiar with ship piping. And so that job went off wonderfully. The next job, everything was the same except for there was no Carl. and so they went back to doing things the way they normally do it, and it kind of fell apart.
Sure.
When they started to come back to us and saying, hey, your design stunk, we said, oh, did it? And we pulled out the laser scan that showed before anything was done. We showed everything, how they were doing it and how it was done, and they said, oh, maybe we need to learn how to deal with laser scanning better.
Yeah.
So that's a company that is in the process of learning how to apply laser scanning, but you got a huge industry that's got a lot of momentum doing it the old way. It's money that's causing it to be looked at in a new way.
Sure.
So, I can save a lot of welds, and those welds are really expensive.
Yeah,
so that's the message we're getting out.
Right, well, so I mean, some of it is really practical in the laser scanning industry as a whole. If you want to get point clouds into their plant software package, we've seen the plant software packages start to accept those point clouds.
Right.
Construction, same thing. We're getting very much closer to build the same way we design. In the maritime industry, I'm sure there's proprietary software for shipbuilding. What are some of maybe the hurdles that still exist to making that workflow work better? Well,
for example, Ship Constructor is probably one of the best, well-received programs. It runs on top of AutoCAD, and they've moved to the newer version of AutoCAD, and AutoCAD has done a lot to be able to deal with point cloud data, but it still is encumbering. Plus, if you're working in the point cloud data, it's kind of a blob.
Sure.
So when we started developing our software, our purpose was to stay within the point cloud data throughout the entire project, but we had to dissect the blob, we call it, into entities that we care about. So we break it at certain specific points, like the flanges of vessels, flanges of equipment, pumps, control valve sets. Piping systems are actually brought together and given an ID, and then we can actually manage our projects with that isolated or dissected point cloud data set. That's being very well received because those small pieces can be brought in, rather than the whole blob.
Sure.
They can be brought into the scan data. But you can still always go back to the original scans. We have ways to jump to the actual original scan, and those are image quality of a picture, of a photo, and so it's working nicely in a lot of different industries.
Well, that's great.
Not just ships, but ships, because they're away, they're remote, it's much more appropriate for ships.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully next year on the WorkBoat Show, we'll see some laser scanner manufacturers maybe, or we'll see some laser scans being displayed in the booth.
You bet.
But thanks for being here, Daryl. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And thanks all for watching. We'll see you next time at SPARPointGroup.com.